Hey everybody, it's Beyond the Veil of Sleep Happy Hours. It's June 20th, 2025. Summer fall in full effect here in Chicago. Hopefully it's in full effect wherever you are, but maybe not as miserably hot as it can seem to leap to be. In any case, I'm thrilled it's here. And I'm thrilled that you're here. If you've got any kind of correspondence for us, please shoot us an email at veilofsleep@gmail.com, and jump in that chat. We're gonna definitely need a suggestion, at least for a scene tonight. And of course, the chat is the best way to enjoy this experience. Go ahead, gab with one another, share your feelings, critiques, insights, whatnot. It will be a hard PG-13 up to a hard NC-17 in terms of content. So get your sensitive parties away from here unless you want to harden them via this mechanism. I think that's it. That's everything for the intro. This week we're going to do a little bit more of another read from of a chapter from Lunacy, my novel that just came out last Friday. And we're gonna play a scene, and we're gonna keep it tight tonight, because summer's here, so there's things to do. Got to get out there, and if you can catch a little bit of the sun, even better for it. So I got Nick with me tonight, my stalwart companion. Good to see you. Thanks for jumping on and playing, Nick. Appreciate it once again.
hmm
I think what we're gonna wind up doing is I'm going to I got to play that video again that Mary Wynn put together, the
So
uh,
good.
the soundless video, so it's okay for us to talk over it. So here's the promo for my book, that's advertising the launch party um, in uh, in a little over a week. So there you go. You can get it on bookshop.org, amazon.com, or
hmm
ordered from your local bookstore, which still blows my mind that you can actually get it from a bookstore, but that's pretty cool. It's a
Yeah.
brave new world. Yeah.
hmm
Oh, thank you.
hmm
Appreciate it.
I read the digital version, so it's crazy that it's in
Yeah, to
hand
actually
now.
have like a physical copy in hand, isn't
hmm
that wild? It's
Is
wild for me.
awesome.
I'm
Yeah.
just like I can't imagine what the 11-year-old version of me would think, to be like, oh wow, an actual book that you wrote. How did you manage to do that? And you can hold a copy of it in your hand. Pretty cool. Um,
Yeah.
so I thought maybe what we would do is I'd start out, read another chapter, and then we play a scene. So if you're out there and you've got a suggestion for a scene for Nick and I to play, go ahead and throw it in the chat, and we'll
hmm
pick it up when we can. So this is consider this buying you time, um, to give us a suggestion. And of course, any suggestion is totally fine. There, information is the least important part of the whole thing. All right, so because Nick had mentioned it last week when when he and I were chatting, I decided that I would read what he had said was his favorite chapter, which I don't think is I don't think it's a little bit later on in the book, so it's a little bit deeper into it, but I don't think it's a huge. I don't think it's laden with spoilers on my scan.
Ye-
Essentially, oh yeah, Nick, what do you think?
Yeah. Well, yeah, I was thinking about it because I didn't want you to wander into spoiler fraught
Mm-hmm.
waters on my behalf. But I think I guess in some ways my perspective is that the book is unspoilable.
Yeah, you know what? I kind of agree. It's about the journey, not the actual content, sort
Ye-
of.
yeah. And in some ways having this like unplaced like chapter that you know is out there will
Yeah.
be, I think, a fun way to read the book, like knowing this is gonna happen eventually and not knowing how the book will meander into
Hmm.
that. So I think it's a wonderful thing to give to a reader.
Yeah.
This kind of thing
Well,
is my
good. Okay,
perspective.
good. I'm
So
I appreciate that perspective, and I agree
yeah.
with you. I t um so yeah, so I think
Mhm.
the The essential context at this point is that as as the book kind of proceeds, the a sequence of events are allowing the nature of reality to become more and more subjective and strange, and so there are a pair of sort of action hero type fighter pilots that have just participated in another one of the events that inadvertently winds up pushing reality a little bit more towards the strange. And so this chapter picks up in the immediate aftermath of that. So it's chapter 40 47. Maybe that's the spoiler since there's 66 chapters, so it's well on in. But here we go. So Captains Hart and Bonaire each received a confirmation ping on their dashboards when their EMP missiles released their pulses, and each smiled in anticipation of the impending capture of the extraplanetary target. Seconds later, however, they were slammed back into their control seats as if they'd been hit with a sudden G-force shock. Captain Hart blacked out for a few seconds. Captain Bonaire felt tears stream from her eyes. As the shock passed and they felt their bodies regain their expected state, it became obvious that the rest of the world had not. The night sky they flew their jets through was no longer black, dotted with pinpoints of stars. Instead, it was a rich burgundy, streaked to hazy purples and violets. The stars had rearranged and looked as if they were drawn by hand. Some were simple scribbles of yellow, while others were ornate stacks of pinwheels, composed of different textures and colors, rotating against one another in complex cycles. Connecting the stars were pale lines, sketching constellations, and between the lines were virtually transparent panes of what looked like stained glass, so that each constellation demonstrated precisely what it represented as a living thing. The stars quivered and rotated as the bodies moved and reacted to one another across the newly rich color of space. Only the waxing moon remained untouched by the change. Do you see? Captain Hart asked. Yes, affirmed Captain Bonaire. If we're both seeing it, psychic attack? That seems to be the most likely scenario to me, agreed Hart. Engaging the Shai K-Do meditation technique. Copy, responded Bonaire. The two pilots began breathing deeply, allowing their jets to cruise at a steady, automatic trajectory. They stretched out their hands across the dashboards of their respective cockpits and splayed their fingers, rolling the focus of their minds between the troughs inside each pair of knuckles in order. Gaha! Guffawed a constellation that looked like an anthropomorphized animal from an early 20th century cartoon, complete with patchwork trousers held up by buttoned suspenders and a silly little hat. That's not what it is. No, sir. The pilots maintained their breathing and focused discipline. Look, fellers, the constellation addressed them, its head growing larger to fill up their swath of the sky. It remained two-dimensional, so that the impression was less one of an actual approach as much as it being stretched to the corners of their field of view at a shocking speed. Things are different now, the constellation continued, as a crab constellation with a handlebar mustache threw up pinchers in agreement. And I think, gaha, for the better. Look at yourselves. So many rules, so much panic over how things ought to be. That's not the way we're headed. No, sir. We're headed for the right way. For things to be just to be whatever flows, whatever that may be. The dam's almost broken, fellers, and the river's going to flow. I think one of you have made sure the farmer's just ahead now, and the hen house almost entirely a fox house, and I, for one, think that's much more fun. Hart and Bonaire realized that they were no longer within their cockpits, but rather sitting astride two massive birds composed entirely of blood. The hands that they had spread across their dashboards were spread across the necks of the literal blood shrikes, and they could tell intuitively that the contact was enough to compel the gargantuan animals to do precisely what they wanted them to do. Stunned, Hart and Bonaire looked over at each other, and then down, watching as the birds perched in the stained glass palm of the constellation's hand. Just as quickly, the constellation dropped its hand out from underneath them, giving the impression of moving through dimensional space by shrinking and reorienting its shape in jags away from them. The birds immediately spread their wings and hovered, facing the vision before them. It tipped its cap and opened one eye very wide. Well, I have to shake a leg. Hope to see you again real soon. Gah! The cartoon constellation recessed into the sky, jaunting along, heels clicking occasionally in its merry retreat into deeper space. Its compatriots bounced and shimmied as it sang along its way. But, bee. I'm a swimming on the wide, dark sea. That a bee does suit me. And that's chapter 47 of the book. And leaving only what, 19 more chapters to go to wrap it all up?
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
But it wraps up in the end.
Yeah, it eventually all comes together a little bit,
Hmm.
kind of, a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I
I
don't know.
love
What do you
it.
think? Did it hold up?
It holds up. I do love it. I love picturing two like military James Bay action stars having to deal with what they just dealt with in there.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I guess
Uh,
it's like, I'm such a creature of my generation, so it's easy for me to throw together all this stuff that hit me from that particular time in my life.
mhm.
There's the and there's like a real like especially since I started subscribing to Night Flight, the streaming channel. Maybe I've told you this,
Mm.
but it's great. It's like there used to be a TV. It used to be a show like on the USA Network. I think it was on the USA Network. That was Night Flight. That was basically like a bunch of music videos and truly bizarre movies and whatever. And now it's sort of just a streaming channel that's like all their old content and a bunch of music stuff and a bunch of crazy movies. And
Mhm.
I've been enjoying it so much because the experience is like going to like a mom and pop video store in the early 90s
Mm.
and pulling something off the shelf because everything they have are these like low budget insane movies that are like horror, sci-fi, or action. And um and they're just great. They're cheap and they're cheap and they're bad, but they're also ambitious. So
Mhm.
it's really really interesting that the like there's this guy Bruno Mattei who I kind of have like a mild obsession with, who was like he directed everything he directed was like under Americanized pseudonyms when it came out, but it's like most of his stuff is just like rip-offs, like total rip-offs of
Hell yeah.
genre, if not specific movies.
Hmm.
And there's a movie that's just kind of like in my mind right now. It's just like living in my head. Um, that's called Shocking Dark that he did. That is it's like oh, okay, there's some sort of future plague or something, and it's set underneath the city of Venice, but
Okay.
so like there's no like going into space aspect of it, but aside from no going into space aspect of it, it's like a total ripoff of Aliens, of like James Cameron, down to the point of like lines of dialogue, complete concepts for scenes, general flow of the way things work, but
That's awesome.
like no budget. And it's occasional shots of dudes in like
Hmm.
bad rubber suits instead of the aliens.
Yeah.
And but then and this is a spoiler, but I also feel like since the plot of the movie is entirely another movie's plot.
Yeah.
Uh,
Like,
there's
yeah.
a point where sort of there's the Paul Reiser character who is like the villainous, who does all the things that Paul Reiser does, but
Hmm.
in the very end of the movie, the last 10 minutes of the movie is like the Ripley character and the Newt character go back in time to modern day Venice and are like, oh, it's an escape craft underneath Venice that's a time machine. So they go back to modern day Venice, 80s Venice or 90s Venice or whatever, and are
Hmm.
chased by the Paul Reiser character. And at that point in time, the Paul Reiser character is revealed to be a Schwarzenegger style Terminator, like down to like ripping a piece of his face off, and he's got a metal face and an eye.
Yeah,
And
underneath.
yeah, and like and it's so it's so audacious and inventive by being completely uninventive,
Hmm.
but it's somebody seeing a couple of like a couple James Cameron movies and being like,
Just being like,
that looks like fun. I don't have any money, but why don't I
mhm.
just do that to the
Yeah.
best of my like ability or recollection, and we'll put it out as a movie. Um,
That's awesome.
yeah, and so like that kind of stuff is definitely in my mind where I'm like, oh well, I guess maybe I'm a magpie too, but it's sort of like there are all these kind of like tropes and ideas from when I grew up that were kind of like not limited and not like productized.
Hmm.
They were just sort of like these spurts of like, well, let's do something crazy that seems to be kind of what people like, and then
Hmm.
maybe we'll make some quick, cheap money. And so that level of, I think that's the level of sleaze, um, lack of inventiveness and inventiveness that I hope that I bring to the written page.
Yeah, certainly.
That's
And I think you achieved that. Whatever that is. There's no word for that, but like the hack together, the like new creation hacked together out of other things
yeah,
is
yeah.
it's certainly in there.
Well, good, good, good. I'm
Yeah.
glad that that's the case.
Mhm.
Um, All right, so okay, well let's play a scene and like I said, make it a tight one. We
Mhm.
gotta get you out of here. We gotta get me out of here.
Mhm.
All right, so let's see. Okay, seems like we're bone dry for suggestions in the chat at the
Yeah.
moment. So I'm kind of thinking, um, it's why don't we do the thing why don't we do the thing that I thought was a suggestion, but was actually just a critique of your setup last week. Uh,
Okay.
and why don't we do it? Why don't we do a wall of hats scene and then
Okay.
and then hit the bricks? That sound okay?
Sounds good to me.
Yeah. Well, this is just part of the inventory. I mean, anything that you see here is available,
Yeah.
but
Okay.
it's possible that if you had a description of something else that you don't see but would like,
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
then it's possible. And there's
Hmm.
also the possibility of doing a little bit of custom work
Oh, good.
too.
Good.
We have individual pieces, so we could stitch together different pieces, or of and
Oh,
use different fabric,
okay.
or you know, take it pretty far back. If
Yeah.
money's no object, if
Yeah.
money's an
Yeah.
object, then you know there's
No,
only
no,
so
no,
much we
no.
can do.
Money's no object. My dad said go hog wild for my
Ooh,
graduation gift is what he said.
oh,
So
that's a graduation gift.
yeah. I just graduated from med school.
Oh,
So
wow. Wow. Well,
yeah. Yeah.
congratulations. And thank you for
Yeah,
your
thank you.
service.
Thank you. Oh,
We need more of you
thank you.
out there, I think, fighting the good
Yeah.
fight.
Uh-huh. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yep. I'll be out there starting my residency tomorrow and I'm wearing whatever I pick up today. I'm
Oh,
wearing
wow.
it. Yeah.
You're going to be able to wear a hat at your residency.
Well, I figure they won't be able to stop me
Yeah.
necessarily,
Yeah.
So
Well, it makes it even a bigger choice because then it's a part of your personality,
yeah,
right?
exactly.
You
I
know,
gotta
it's,
start hot.
yeah. I mean, it's
Yeah.
really, it's a bold enough choice that the hat is going to be the resident and you'll just be
Yeah.
you'll be
Yeah.
the what's under it. And they
Uh-huh.
say, don't wear the clothes, don't have the clothes wear you. But I think in this case, if you
Yeah.
show up, the hat's going to be wearing
The
you.
hat's
So
gonna be
as long as
wearing
you
me.
accept
Yeah.
that,
Hmm.
then pick a good companion. That
Yeah.
pick something that you want to be worn
Uh,
by. I guess.
yeah. Ooh,
Yeah.
I gotta tell you though, I'm suffering from, choice paralysis here. Look at all this
Oh
stuff.
yeah. No, I know.
Yeah.
It's too many
Have you
good
been
choices. I
have
guess
you
we
been
could.
tucked in here this whole time? You've been tucked in this little alley this whole time?
Yes. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah,
Huh.
down here, yeah, it's a kiosk. Like
Yeah.
it's, yeah, yeah. Well, I mean,
Wow.
this whole time we've been here about a year and a half. We,
Oh, okay.
we used to be at the mall, you know, uh,
Right.
right? But then the
Yeah.
mall's dead. The mall's
Yeah.
dead zone. Mall's a zombie.
Yeah.
It
Rest in
was like,
peace, my childhood.
yeah, yeah. It was dead.
Yeah.
It was dying. It was kind of one of those things where it's like, you could kind of see the creep after a while. It's like, oh, okay. And then when the pennies closed down, we're right next to the pennies. It's
Uh,
like,
oh yeah.
what are we doing here? Am I staying open because this dying
Hmm.
hot dog place? No, I'm just gonna move out. Gonna
That's
do it
smart thinking.
kiosk
Hmm.
style in the alley. So that's why we wound up
Yeah.
here. About a year and a half. Yeah,
Nice.
yeah.
Nice, man. I just wondered because I walk by here all the time and I just maybe my eyes just skip right off you. There's something
No,
about the
I mean
place.
maybe that seems like probably the case, which is
Yeah.
extremely disappointing to me because you
Sorry.
know it's rare. I've got a few regular customers that do seek me out, but
Mhm.
that explains why I'm struggling on the walk up traffic. If nobody
Yeah.
notices me down here, then what am I
Yeah.
doing? I gotta figure out. I don't know. Maybe I need to get one of those sign twirling guys or the blow up. You know,
Oh yeah, 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 yeah.
yeah,
I think something to catch the eye because
yeah.
once I was looking for you, I knew where to find you. Just
Hmm.
intuitively,
Yeah,
and
well, it's just down. You come down. Yeah,
yeah,
because
yeah,
I didn't want to do because I could do the flea market in the square, but they charge an arm and a leg, and this is
yeah.
virtually free.
Hmm.
There's nobody. It's free. It's free to set up there and down here.
Oh,
So
nice,
yeah.
nice.
Have you ever
That's
seen
great.
shingles? I had shingles, and that
What?
was one of the most painful things that has ever. I've
Ah,
just
jeez, shingles,
yeah.
man. So you had pox early. You had because you have to.
Yeah, but
That's the
almost
one.
everybody's who hasn't had chicken pox. Show
I
me an
I'm
adult who hasn't had chicken pox, and
I
you're
didn't have a lot of friends growing up, so
oh, but you're going to be in a hospital situation.
yeah, yeah.
You're a
So
loaded
there's
gun pointed at yourself, my
yeah,
friend.
yeah,
Adult chicken
yeah.
pox, that's no joke.
Oh yeah, no,
You
I've
know?
I've read all about it. They made
Yeah.
me interview some adult chickenpox survivors
Wow. Oh,
for a
survivors, right?
project.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
They
you probably
survived.
I mean, kiss your beautiful face goodbye. It's a good reason to get the hat because you're going to be scarified by all
Yeah.
the.
Maybe I should get one with some tassels hanging down then.
Oh, you like the mariachi?
Yeah, 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 yeah. That
Yeah.
yeah. Oh, hey,
Yeah.
this looks great. You don't mind that I'm trying these on, do you?
No, 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 no.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
If
just
you if you
might.
look if you look inside, they've each got a little cup that once it's
Oh,
purchased, they'll pop that out. But for now,
oh,
it's
nice.
hygienic. The eventual owner of the
Mm.
hat will have a hygienic head feel. Everybody that tries it on, is it's like
It's sharing. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah. You're sharing a pair of undies here on your head.
Okay. Well, I'm happy to do it. I'm happy to do it. Yeah, this feels good. I'm noticing a distinct lack of mirrors down here. You
Ah,
know.
yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, there's so many cars you could just if you seem like the
Uh,
trustable, so you could just run out and look at a
yeah, yeah,
side
yeah,
view or
yeah.
whatever.
Okay.
I will say probably not a statement you want to make. I led you wrong on
No.
this one. Yeah,
Okay. All
yeah,
right.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah, yeah. Thank you for
It's
saying that.
confusing. Yeah, it's
Uh-huh.
confusing. I'm
Yeah.
confused.
Okay.
So
Yeah. I hear you. I hear
yeah,
you.
so if you want something hanging down,
Yeah.
geez,
What's I saw like Crocodile Dundee has like one with like corks and stuff. Do you got one of those guys?
oh, like an Outback hat?
Yeah, like one of those. They got little corks to scare the bees and the flies
Huh?
away. You
Is
know
that
what
what
I'm
that
saying?
for?
I
Scaring bees
I
away.
I assumed, you know.
That's it. Just because it shows. But you're in a haberdashing business style
Uh-huh.
business for so long, you still learn something new.
It's
So
beautiful.
I
It's
think
beautiful.
the most outbacky one is well, we've
Uh,
got this. It's close, right?
mm, mm,
That's the best we can do, I think, on that.
okay.
Unless
All
we take
right.
it custom, and
Yeah.
then we're talking about, we're talking unfamiliar territory, so I'm probably gonna have to do some research. So,
Okay.
no,
Well,
but no, you don't want that?
I that one, the amount of leather on it is kind of scaring me off. I gotta be
Sure.
honest.
Yeah. Well, that's the
Yeah.
thing is most of them are like that. Most of them are pretty leathery when you get up close.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Looks better on
Oh,
the screen, but then when you see it in person,
uh-huh.
yeah, you're
I'm
like,
no
oh,
I'm starting to
that's a lot of
notice
leather.
that for
Yeah,
sure. A
yeah,
lot of leather.
yeah, a lot of
You
leather.
said you were by the pennies, not the Hot Topic?
Yeah, by the pennies. Yeah,
Hmm.
Hot Topic uh was like the other side, right?
Yeah. Oh
It
yeah.
was it was by the
Uh-huh.
Marshalls.
Right, 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 right.
Hmm.
Yeah. I stayed in near the fountain,
Sure, sure.
skateboarding with my buddies.
Yeah, don't make a
So,
choice. Yeah, stay in the
yeah.
middle ground,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Hmm.
yeah, definitely. So, okay. Yeah, I want to go custom. And you know what?
You want to go custom,
I want
fully
to go
custom.
bold. I want to go bold and custom
Hmm.
is what I want
Bold
to do.
and custom. Okay,
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, any more?
You need more.
Yeah. I mean,
Um,
if you want bold and custom, I mean, what kind of bold? Like, I could start reaching around and just coming
uh-huh.
up with stuff here.
Yeah.
Um,
I saw
well,
a
so we could do, nah, okay, I'm not, nah, I don't think I want to do that.
no.
Um,
Okay.
because I
I
was like,
saw
oh, a luchador mask, but if we're not
we're
gonna do
still
the Mary, yeah, I think
yeah,
that
we're
we should.
still yeah, still a
Um,
little confusing for sure.
yeah.
Um,
Um,
how's your soldering skills? Can you
soldering like with metal.
can you solder metal and electronics together?
Oh, geez. It sounds like we're talking more helmet than hat now, you know? I
Oh,
mean, so,
come
which
on.
is
Like
fine. I'm gonna have to bring somebody else in. I can't do that one by myself.
you know a guy though or a gal? You know one of
Well, I mean,
those?
I'm in a network. Yeah, of course I could know
Okay,
a
good.
guy or a gal that could do a helmet,
Okay. All
you
right.
know?
I wasn't sure if you were one of those lone wolf
No,
haberdashers that
no, no.
I have heard about.
I'm plugged into a network, but mind not the modest, um, you know. So
Yeah.
yeah, I know.
Okay.
I could
All
talk to some
right.
guys. Yeah, because if you look at it this way, inside every helmet is a hat. So there is going to be a hat component because you're
Mm,
not going to put your head just directly against whatever the helmet surface is. You're going to
yeah.
have a hat that then the helmet
A
goes over.
buffer.
Yeah.
Not unlike the cup that
Mhm.
is the
Yeah,
cup is
not
to the hat
like the
as the
cups they
hat will
currently
be.
have.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Great. I
Yeah.
love the idea of a collab. I haven't even met who you're collabing with, but I
I
love
don't.
the idea.
I haven't ever had someone come to me looking for a hat and decide they want a helmet. So I got to figure it out
Oh,
myself.
okay. All
You know.
right.
Yeah.
Let's go into these uncharted waters together.
Hmm.
I
Hmm.
do need it by tomorrow though, because if I don't start with
Tomorrow.
this thing on my head, then the
Oh,
first impression, you know what I'm saying?
sure. Yeah. No. No. I guess we got to build. And you want electronic components too? You want some?
I would love that. I would love that. I wandered by a cosplay convention kind of thing on the way
Uh
over
huh.
here, and there were
Hmm.
some crazy, some crazy blinkings and blonkings going on
So
people's heads. So,
do you have something, a reference, a picture in your mind that you could describe to me
um,
that would be
I have a mishmash of of references and
okay?
ideas
All right. Well,
bouncing
let me just write it
around.
down. Just give me a list, and then I'll see what I can
Okay.
do.
Um, Darth Helmet from the Spaceballs franchise.
Uh huh. Okay. Great. Got it.
Which is a parody already of Darth Vader
Uh huh.
from the Star Wars
Yeah, but you
franchise.
said Darth Helmet first, so that's important.
Right. Yes. But I wanted to be specific because I don't want you to backtrack up the trail of
No, got it.
reference. Yeah.
Got it.
Back
Yeah.
down. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
You don't want a dark helmet show up and you get a Darth Vader. Yeah. No.
yeah, exactly. I would just worry, that you would, you
Uh
know,
huh.
sort of default to the original is what I was worried about. Maybe unjustly worried, but
Well, no, it's all information that I'm gonna find. I'm gonna
okay,
give to whomever winds up being my helmet partner in
great.
all this.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay,
I feel like
awesome.
I'm basically subcontracting the whole thing.
Uh
You
huh.
know.
Okay, that's cool. That's cool with me. I don't need to know how the sausage is made, to be honest. I
Sure.
just went,
Yeah.
yeah. And then so I want that plus the plume of like a Troy esque like Brad Pitt's character in Troy or
Wow.
somebody in
Deep
that movie.
dive. Okay. Great.
Yeah,
Yeah.
has
Uh-huh.
like a Mohawk esque
Sure.
plumage
Yeah,
to
that
it.
sounds like something I'll probably be responsible for that part.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. But
Hmm.
I'm sort of, now that I've said plumage, I would like it to be more plumage-esque, as in the bird refer, like as in birds have plumage.
Okay, bird.
Uh,
Okay, I'm scratching out Troy, and I'm just gonna put plumage, bird
yeah,
plumage.
yeah, bird
Okay,
plumage.
great.
Yeah. Specifically, there's a wood grouse that I can send you a picture of that I just
Uh,
love. They're a little round. They're
okay, you
sort
got a
of,
specific woodgrass
yes,
idea? Okay.
specific. Yeah, it's like a Highland wood grouse or
All
something
right.
like
Well,
that.
you've got my card here, right? So
Oh
that you've that's
yes,
got my
thank you.
email on it.
Oh, great.
It's really gonna depend on how quickly you can get me that picture, probably.
I'll I'll go right to a
Mhm.
library. I'll go right to a library.
Okay.
And yeah, so those two combined, and I was sort of thinking, electronics wise, the first thing that sort of came to my mind was I wanted. I've been watching on my YouTube Shorts a bunch of like DJ
Hmm.
transitions, and they have like these like they have the two reference tracks with all of the
Uh,
waveforms on them, and I just want
uh-huh.
that kind of scrolling in a circle, almost Halo esque around my head.
Halo
Is
S
sort of what I
DJ
was thinking.
waveform scroll.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah.
Great. Great,
So,
great, great. Okay.
mhm.
Well, I'm just spitballing, but I think this thing is gonna run you about $2,700. So
Okay, all right.
I need 20% as a non-refundable deposit if you need that by tomorrow.
Yeah, I
So
do.
if we can
Okay,
square cash me 540, you're not getting it back.
okay, yeah.
But then we'll give you something tomorrow, and then whatever runs you beyond that, we can yeah, we can do that. We can settle that up then. And
Sounds
okay,
great.
great. Okay,
Sounds
well,
great.
and you're gonna treat people at a
Yeah,
hospital wearing this thing,
yeah, yeah, yeah. Well,
right?
yeah, I learned it's all about bedside manner, and I think
Uh-huh.
break the ice early, and this is
Uh-huh.
an automatic ice break, if you know what I
Oh
mean.
yeah, yeah. A
So,
Patch Adams style update to
yeah,
the approach. Great,
yeah,
great.
and
Got it.
yeah, HR might talk to me right away, but
Hmm.
I've got my arguments ready, if you know what I mean.
Oh
So,
yeah, no,
yeah,
doctor's stubborn as always. Just another.
uh-huh.
Yep. Okay,
Yeah.
great. Well, I'm gonna get on this.
Thank you. Oh, thank you so
So
much.
just roll back
Uh,
by at what works for you? 6:30 a.m.
yeah, I'll be
Okay,
up
great.
early. And hey, if you run into any problems, call me. I will not be doing anything but thinking about this between now and then.
Okay, great.
So,
Well, I think yeah,
so
you're good. I think you're gonna get what you get here. But
okay.
all right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, and if you see anybody curious about what's going on down in the alley, just point them my way, okay?
Yeah. Oh, trust me. Word of mouth it'll be my word and my mouth.
Oh,
So,
that's one of the
yeah, yeah, yeah.
main reasons I'm excited about this. It feels like a huge word of mouth kind of deal, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yep.
yeah. For
Yeah.
sure. Every patient's going to hear about you. So,
Well,
yeah.
okay. I mean, I don't need a lot of sick or infirm people, trying to trundle down the alley. But hey, whatever. I'll give you a stack of cards too.
Oh,
Sound good?
yeah. Hey, I'll take them.
Great. Great.
All
Good. Good.
right.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Yep. Thank you. Thank you for everything you do.
Oh, my pleasure.
Bye.
Bye. See you tomorrow.
All right, good deal. Ooh, oh, we just got a suggestion from Kennedy Trampoline Park.
Oh.
But maybe we'll save it for next week.
Hmm.
Although I'm thinking maybe next week. I think Lauren said that she's going to be able to be here. So cool.
Cool.
And then it feel it maybe it's about time to do another call in.
Ooh.
Which would be fun.
Hmm.
So we'll see. But this week, I know that we both have to get out of here. So it's
Hmm.
a brief show. Thanks for coming, checking it out. Hopefully, everybody has just an absolute has an absolutely wonderful weekend, intervening week, and then we'll catch you next time around. The
Hmm.
weekend of the book of the book event, and then I'll shut up about it. After that, I'll just shut up about it unless somebody asks. And
I
then
might reference it.
I will
I'll make no
freely.
promises.
Okay. Well, that's better. That's better than me talking about it. I'm already, as you might imagine, tired of myself. So, all right. Thanks, Nick. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you soon.
Bye bye.
Yo.